Hello, my name is Mike Bath, and this is my YouTube channel, Living in the Illusion. Now, I know that last time we talked about how we have a lens through which we create our world. Now, I want to go through that and review it, because we are going to go on and look at other aspects of how the illusion hides the reality of our world. It might be interesting. So and I'll put a link up above to the last video so that you can look at that and kind of tie these two together. You may notice that the last several videos are all coming together about the same thing, and that's going to be about the world, our world, that we create. And we create it inside of us. So the details will be in those other videos. So now, starting here, we talked about what is outside of us and what appears to be inside of us. I say appears to be inside. We have no idea what the inside is. So the outside, we kind of have some ideas, and through our last videos, we came to the understanding that everything is outside of us. Is energy. So what we are getting from outside of us is information or data. Information or data. Now, there are names for this outside. Different cultures, different ideas, have different religions, have names for what this outside energy system is. And for lack of another name, I'm going to think about two of them, three of them probably. Consciousness. Big problem with consciousness. Science is trying to find consciousness inside, and I'm suggesting that it's outside. And if we have any consciousness at all, it's because of what's outside of us, not what we make inside. Big controversy. Another name for what's outside is the all. And if you're familiar with Hermetic ideas, that's probably what they call it. And it's infinite. It's infinite. So you have this outside and you have this inside. And what gets from the outside to the inside is what we talked about in the last video, which is basically, in summary, your five senses. So that's what these little circles are, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the filtering system of the subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind filters the data looking for what is relevant for you. And what is relevant for you is going to be different from what's relevant to me. Now, why would that be? Well, because the subconscious mind holds all your memories and past experiences and references that you have relative to your understanding. So you are looking at all of this data, the everything that's coming to you, and you are selecting out of it what is relevant for you. And that relevant information you turn into your world, what you know your world to be. So this is your world. Now you notice inside of you, I'm basically talking about three things or so. Your subconscious mind, your conscious mind, and data. Maybe I should put that down. Data that's coming to you through the filter system of the lens. And this is the lens. That's why I'm showing it kind of like a lens that gets light through it, as an example. And out of that, you get your world. Isn't that cool? You probably think your world is out here. No, this is energy out here. Scientifically, everything is energy anyway, but this is energy. And so when your conscious mind, which is the only thing you're aware of, when your conscious mind looks at this created perception of your world inside, that's why I drew this here. Okay? It looks at that, and that's what you believe your world is. Your conscious mind is very slow. Your subconscious mind and your senses are quite fast. And we talked about that in the last several videos. The difference between what the conscious mind knows, how the subconscious mind processes, and how the senses bring information to you in copious quantities. That's why you have to filter it. You have no reference to all of the information that you're getting. So filtering the information is very important. Now, everything that's going on in your filter, we're never going to agree on. How the senses operate, what our memories, all that kind. All I know is, well, that's not all I know, but it's some of the stuff I know. All that comes to you, you're going to pick through it, move through it, and find what's relevant for you based upon your past memories, and bring that information in as important and create your world. And then the conscious mind sees the inside creation and perceives that it is outside of you. So you believe your world is outside of you, in the energy field. It's not. It's your creation. Now, the wonderful thing about that, and then we're going to get on to something else, the wonderful thing about recognizing that you're creating it, you can change it. Why? It's inside you. What do you need to do to create a different world for you? Change your lens. Change your filter system. When you change your filter system, you will get different information through it over here on the B side. You notice there's an A side of everything and a B side less than everything based upon your past memories. So as you change the filter, you get different information out of it, different data. And from the different data, a different world. So what is the filter system? Your past. You want a different world today, you got to change your past. The past is determining what the world is today. And will you believe it? No, you won't believe that. You'll believe that this world that you have, that you're operating in, is out here in this field of everything. Because of your slow conscious mind telling you. The conscious mind has no idea that this internal system and relationship to the outside energy system is going on. That system is going on so fast. The conscious mind has no idea. It only can see what's already happened, what you've already created on the inside, which isn't the outside, and then it projects it, and you believe it's outside. Why? Well, where else could it be? You ask a scientist, well, it's got to be out here because it can't be in there. Well, that's what we're going to talk about next. Your world and what you have put in your world. So I'm going to pause the video for a few seconds. It'll seem like a few seconds, but it will be a little bit of time. And then we're going to pick up again and look at something different, and maybe through different eyes, different perception. So see you in a moment. Welcome back. And now we are starting with kind of a clean board. And what we're going to look at is what is in your created world. What is in your created world? Now you notice that it is kind of in the middle of the whiteboard, and it's all clean around it. Now, what does your world rest in? What is your world resting in? Oh, you probably think, well, I'm, standing on the ground, or I'm sitting in a chair, and all this stuff is around me. I want to suggest that your world is embedded, part of the field of everything. That your world that you created, as we discussed before, is embedded in the everything. Consciousness. Now, why would that be? Because consciousness, or the everything, is infinite. Being infinite, it is everywhere. It's omnipresent. Omnipresent. Which means it's everywhere. Therefore, whatever you think the inside of you is, it's there. If it was not there, it wouldn't be infinite. And if it wasn't infinite, it wouldn't be the all. And if it wasn't the all, it wouldn't be everything. So you, the life you created, the world that you created, is inside of this everything and is uniquely yours, unique world, based upon your past, your memories. When you came in to this three-dimensional space-time universe, it was already there. And so you are embedded in that everything. Now, so is everybody. So is everybody else embedded in that. So in this everything, which you can't see with your physical senses, but you can see other people. Now, other people are all around you and they have their world. And you interface with their world. I'm only going to draw a couple. But the whole thing is covered. Okay? The whole thing is covered with people. Now, in the present moment, as we talked about in another video, and I'll try to put those, I'll put the link up above so you can see that. In the present moment, which is the only place you can be, everything is interrelated. And your world, the way you created it, must be the way you are. And that world that you have is the way it is, not just because of your memory, but because of the interface with all the different worlds around you. But this is the one you created. You notice I made it red on the inside. So you could keep it, we could see it from all these other ones, but you're going to have to imagine they're there. I don't have enough ink to write all of the things, because that's everybody. Now, inside of you are all the objects that you think are outside of you. So this is a complete world inside of you. This is a complete, absolute, complete universe that you have created. So that's why we're talking about what is in your created world. What's in your created world? Everything that you think, everything that you think is outside of you. There is only what you have created. That's your world. So now I'm going to take this off. Now I wanted to put this just so you can imagine all these other worlds in the present moment being the way they are. Do you recognize this whole world must be the way it is in this present moment? It can be no other way, because all these worlds are interconnected. And in the other video that's going to be up there, you may recall our neighbor Charlie, because you had a neighbor. We created the model with a neighbor Charlie and the interface between you and your neighbor, how it affects your world and how your world affects his world. Everything is interrelated. What is that? At root, everything is oneness anyway. So, now, we're going to expand on this. So we're going to take this off, but recognize everybody, me, your significant other, your mom, your dad, relatives, whoever you can think of that you think of as an independent person, like you have an independent world, they have a world. And it's going to interface with everything that's around it. Has to be. So now let me take this off. And I want to, now I'm drawing it as a circle. You know that's a metaphor. I don't know if your world's a circle, but whatever it is, I'm going to make believe it's a circle. So, now this is my artistic ability. This is a hinge here. I better make it darker because it doesn't look that dark. Okay? Now, this is opening your world up. You're opening the world up. I want you to kind of get that. That little world that we were talking about, now we're opening it up. And we're letting open. And so you gotta kind of get the idea that your world is open. When you open your world, you have everything in here. And so, I'm just looking at my note on the computer. It says I'm running out of space because videos take so much space. Hopefully we'll get through this one without getting it cut off. Right now it's still working. So that's a good thing. Now, when you open up your world, what is in it? What comes out of it? It's like being in a movie and you're sitting down and the screen opens up, and what is on the screen? So this is kind of like a screen out here. I want you to get the idea that this is a screen on which your world is opening. What is this space? A screen. So make believe this is like a screen. And you are I have to draw this. How do I draw this? You are here's a camera. And you're projecting from what you've created inside of you onto the screen. Now, you have inside of you made perceptions that your conscious mind is going to project to the outside, projections of everything that you think is outside of you are creations inside, and then you are projecting it onto the screen of the infinite, the everything. Every little ant that walked across your carpet, you have in here, and you project it out here. It's inside of you, because you took the information in. Look at the last model. You took the information in and you performed a creation of that interface with the little ant. So the little ant is in your world. That's your perception of the ant. It's just an energy system in the outside that you have interpreted through your experience as a little ant, and you project it onto the screen of the outside, the everything. Every person, every car, every pair of shoes, everything that's out there that you think is out there is a perception the way it is based on what's inside of you. So this is your world. You've opened it up. And when you opened it up, what is out here? And it rushes out instantaneously is the world you think is outside of you. So if you're sitting in a room and you're sitting in a chair and you're watching this on your computer or TV, it's all an illusion. But you think it's real. And it'll act real. Now, I did write another book, a little short one, about 80 pages, that talked about what is outside of you. So it was called Outside, Inside. What is outside of you? What is inside of you? And why is it inside? Outside, inside. This is the same thing here. This is your world, your created world. And when you open it up, it's what you see. It's the birds in the air. It's the trees in your driveway. It's the car that you drive. It is everything that you think, every object that you think is outside of you is an inside interpretation, and then projected to the outside by your conscious mind. And you believe your conscious mind is telling you what your world is. And you have no idea. You are creating the projection. The projection. See, you gotta kind of get the idea. Now, this isn't too good a picture of a camera, but if it was better, you would see that everything that you think is outside of you is your conscious mind's projection. And it's a lot of information. And when you bump into something, it's not the something. It's energy. And you will take that energy in and make a perception based upon your past. It'll tell you, oh, this is a whiteboard I bumped into. And it happens so quick that you'll believe, oh, there's a whiteboard there. But it's energy. You're hitting energy. And you are getting that energy in a certain way because of your senses and your past experience. So when you see anything at all for the very first time, and you have no reference information to it, you are more likely to say, what is this? But you have no reference. I often use the example of a child, an infant, who pinches their finger in a drawer or a door because of their curiosity. Maybe in a kitchen cabinet, and they pinch their finger because they want to see what's inside of that, and they have some experience that it's a door. So they put the finger there, and somehow the door gets closed, and their finger's in the closed door. With no experience, the child has no idea if it's painful, if it's fun, if it's joyous, if it's sad. Has no idea because it has no reference information. That's what your memories are, reference information. And therefore, don't know to cry, don't know to laugh, don't know to ask for help, don't know what to do. Until usually, if a parent is available, the parent would say, "Oh my God, the finger is in the door. Oh my God." Well, now the child has reference to mom or dad getting upset, and this can't be good. And so part of that, they're learning this is bad, and therefore they will interpret that based upon that information that they just got, that they have reference to, and they'll tie the two together. Finger in the door now means something that isn't good, and therefore they cry. When they first put the finger in the door or close the door, they don't cry. Not till they get some going through their reference information, trying to figure this out. Might take them 5 seconds, 10 seconds. Unless the parent is there and yells, then they know right away this is not good. So the reference information that you have, you're going to project onto the outside, and it is the world you think is there. It is your room that you're in right now. It's it's your backyard. It's where you work. All of that is a projection of the world you created. So that little world that we started with, that you created, that I made red, when you open it up, it's everything that you know. Everything that you know now. So you create the world you have the way you have it. And if you want to have a different world, a different projection, you have to change the filter system that caused your world to be the way it is. And what is your filter system? Your past memories, your reference information. If you have negative memories of any kind, childhood abuse of any kind, being in combat of any kind, being yelled at by a boss or somebody in authority, All of these things are going to cause you to see your world differently out here. And they're all memories. Now, it is the negative memories that run your life. It's not the positive ones. Positive ones are a lot of fun, but they don't run your life. Why would that be? Because to the subconscious mind, the negative memories represent handling survival. They're related to your survival. They are related to your sympathetic nervous system, your fight or flight response. And when those memories come up, you're going to project a different world. And it will override any positive memories. Any positive memories. So you create the world you have. You create it from your experiences of the past. Your current world, your current moment is determined by your past. And if you want to change it, you have to heal the past. Have to heal the past. And then your joyous memories will be able to express themselves more completely. Interesting ideas. I just noticed this looks a little small for all that's out there. Your camera. I should have made it bigger maybe. But it still represents that you are projecting the world you have outside of you based upon what you're doing inside. Inside. You have control when you recognize it. Interesting ideas. And next time we get together, we'll probably do something else. Have some more fun in a different way. But I know these are heavy subjects. And so most people aren't going to be interested because YouTube is kind of designed as an entertainment. And this is somewhat like, taking a course or being in school. But how else are you going to get that? I'll have to figure out a way of making this a funny thing to talk about. And how you can, in a funny way, change your life. And enjoy who you really are. Which is related to the everything and consciousness. Heavy questions. And now, for right now, be good to yourself. Have fun, because this was kind of heavy, kind of long. And we'll look forward to seeing you next time.